Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hey girl, my name is Lucy. I always say to stay subscribed. We have a good time on this channel. Today's topic is really interesting. I was originally supposed to make this video November of last year. I had it like scheduled in everything, but for some reason I just couldn't get to it because obviously you guys know how my December was. But today I decided to have a little chit chat with you guys, a chilled one for that matter. And today we're having wine. In 2021, when I would do my chit chat, I honestly would drink something with you guys on camera. You know, I get too absorbed in the topics most times and I just don't want to be eating or drinking or doing too much. I just want to talk, and that's the reason why I wasn't drinking. But you know what, it's the weekend and I'm feeling like red wine today, and I decided to drink with my girls on the tube. I'm just going to pour myself a good amount because we're about to spill some tea and talk about reality of life and minding your business and living your life in peace. What really happens when you go into that journey, what really happens when you get to that stage in life. You're at that point in your life where you've done the work on yourself. What really happens, what to expect. Because I feel like a lot of people talk about knowing your self-worth, loving yourself, myself included. My channel is pretty much self-development. We don't really talk about what happens when you finally do these things, like what it feels like emotionally, physically, mentally. It sounds so good to say these things, and it sounds so good to actually do these things, knowing your worth, you know, setting personal boundaries, loving yourself, loving your skin, loving your body, doing things right, you know. We don't talk about how it truly feels, what life is for us right now, how life has completely changed. The first thing I want to talk about, I think, is the most clear thing, but it comes to a lot of people, myself included, as a shock when it starts happening to you. And that's that thing of you automatically being a loner. You become a lonely person, and you're lonely and sad. Sad coming from a place of unfamiliarity. It comes from a place of you not really experiencing this amount or this wave of being by yourself, and you kind of feel like the world has left you behind. It's like it's just you and yourself. You're always alone. You're always in your house most of the time, or you're always out by yourself, because in the journey of, you know, knowing your self-worth, in the journey of loving yourself, you spend a lot of time by yourself because you cut a lot of people out of your life. You know that. So I feel like it's a given that when you cut so many people out of your life, you end up with a handful of people that you could genuinely be at peace with, and because of that you would be lonely. You would probably end a relationship, several relationships with friends, because when you're on this journey you start to realize things that you didn't even know was there in the first place. So it's a given that you'd be lonely and sad and a little bit depressed, if not a lot depressed. And this is another reason why I really want to talk about this, because some people feel like it's abnormal when they're going through these things. It's not abnormal. When you're on this journey, there's a wave of emotions, like different emotions that hit you. Sadness, happiness, depression, anxiety. A lot of it actually happens because you're stepping into your new era. You're stepping into a new person or a new self. For me, I'm used to it now. Sometimes I do feel lonely. I still feel lonely. It's okay to be honest, because you could go out there and, like, you know, meet up with your friends, go out there and do something to kind of help you through that loneliness. But one thing I do know for sure that I would never do, especially when I have this feeling of being lonely, is fill up my time or my space or myself with unnecessary things and unnecessary people. I just look for ways. That's why as a person you need to know what works for you. You need to know what makes you happy, what brings you out of your shell, what brings light into your life, what brings that smile, what changes your mood. You know, you need to know these things. That's why you're on this journey anyway. So when you have that emotion, or that feeling, you'll be able to handle it. So loneliness is the number one thing that you feel when you're on this journey, when you get to that point of, like, you know what, I want to live better, I want to set boundaries. Especially when you're setting boundaries, I can tell you for sure 80 to 90% of the people in your life will not like that. They will not like that you are setting boundaries. They'll not like that you love yourself enough to not want toxic energy around you. They wouldn't like that. They would not like that you are at this point where you respect yourself to not let anything spoil your vibe. They wouldn't like that. They won't be able to handle that. So they would definitely leave your life. They would. Even without you most times kicking them out, they would leave. Trust me. After you feel this wave of loneliness and depression and sadness and you thinking that you're alone in this world, you get into this other phase, which is my second thing, of just being a one-man mopo. I don't know if it's a Nigerian thing, but one-man mopo pretty much means you are everything for yourself. You are your 911, you are your motivator, you are who you would lean on to, you are just on your own path, riding that path alone, confidently. I'd like to add, you have this wave of, I don't need anybody, I just want to be by myself, I have me and that's good for me. And it's so ironic because what you feel first is loneliness. When you are able to get through that, you get into this phase of, you know what, I'm good, I want to be by myself, I could do everything by myself, I don't need anybody else. It's not in that sense of, oh, I don't need anybody to change the pipes in my kitchen, that I could do all the hard work. It doesn't mean that. It just means like you don't have to lean on to someone for anything. Like you don't need to lean on to someone for source of happiness or sense of peace or to feel whole. You know how you normally have that person, or you have a friend, or you have a boyfriend or a partner where you're like, oh, I have to lean on to them for this. They are my source of joy. They are my source of happiness, right? You get into that point where you're like, I am good. I'm a one-man mopo. I can do this on my own. If I need to go through this journey, I don't need somebody to accompany me through it. I could do it by myself. That's the mentality. That's like the mindset that you get. To be honest, I'm talking out of experience because this is how it was for me. It might not come in this order. It could be spaced out. I'm just telling you generally what you could feel or what you might feel, right? You have that mindset and it's like, okay, I could take on the world by myself. For some people, it's a strange mindset to have because it is frightening to stand alone, to do things alone, you know, to go out alone, to entertain yourself, to have movie nights by yourself, to travel by yourself. This is where practice comes in, because once you do these things once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, you be pro at it, right? But in the beginning, it's frightening because you get that feeling of, I can do it. I can do it. I can go out on my own. I could club on my own. I could go out for drinks. I could eat. I could travel. I could do all of these things. I could achieve everything on my own, right? You have that feeling, but there is this inner voice or this thing in your head that keeps telling you, can you really though? Like, really walk alone in this world? It is creepy, it is scary, I know, but you can't do it, okay? And this don't say you don't need people. You definitely do need people. You just need the right people around you, right? Now, the third thing I want to point out, which is the harsh reality of this journey, I already kind of touched on it in the first point, is the amount of people that you lose. I don't think anything prepares anyone for the amount of people that walk out of your life at once when you're going through this journey. Not being able to take your favorite people walking out of your life is one thing that actually pulls you down during this process before you get this wave of loneliness. I feel like this should have been number one, to be honest. It's usually the people you don't expect. It's usually the people that you never thought would ever leave your life. It's usually the people that are the hardest in your life to lose that you end up losing, and you lose almost everyone that you're used to, people that you have grown with, people that you've been friends with for years, people that you've dated for years. You know, you lose that. And that's really hard. I will tell you for sure. That is so hard to deal with because it's not death, but it's damn near close to that. Like, it just feels like a part of you dies or lives with them when they walk out of your life. And I feel like it's one of the hardest things that I had to go through at the beginning of my journey, deciding to drop people that I never thought in my life I would ever have to live without. Do you understand? Can I really live without this person? Can I really live without these people? Like, what would my life look like without these people? And it was frightening to even think about, then talk more of actually doing it. It was a lot, and I'm not going to lie, it is a lot to go through. It's like mourning a person that is alive, but then just not in your life, you know? It's difficult, right? Nothing I say is going to even prepare you for how painful that process is. And I'm just being honest with you. But you just always have to look at the bigger picture. Like, why am I doing this in the first place? Like, what do I intend to achieve? There was one question I kept asking myself, like, what if I do all of this and I'm mistaken? Like, what if I do all of this and I'm wrong? Like, what if I fail? What if I lose out on these people just because I'm seeing things different? What if I'm doing something wrong? I'm just losing people for no reason, and what I intend to achieve at the end of the day, I don't achieve it. I kept questioning it, and it's okay. You have self-doubts a lot. I didn't even include this in my list, but yeah, you doubt yourself, you doubt your journey, you doubt your progress, you doubt your reason for even doing all of it, for developing, for setting boundaries. Like, you doubt every process. You ask yourself multiple times, am I doing the right thing? Why do I even need to do this? Like, it hurts that much. I'm talking about breaking friendships that you're used to, even if it's toxic and bad for you. You're used to that, and it's hard to like cut ties from those things. Routines with people, it's hard. And I'm not going to lie, I questioned myself so much. And you know what's crazy about mine? I told you guys in one of my videos that I dealt with 3 things. The title of that video is 3 things I had to let go of to live a better life, or something like that. I spoke to you guys in that video that I had this comfortability problem, and it stemmed from the fact that everything seemed like it was going well. Like, there was pretty much nothing to complain about. To me, there was nothing to complain about, because everything just felt like it was going good. But that was the problem. Everything was going good. So when I was doubting myself, I would ask myself questions like, why do I need to change things? Like, when something is going well, you know, things are going well, like, I feel like I'm doing too much, you know? Like, what if I feel like it? What if I lose these people for no reason? Like, I'm just doing too much. I sat down and asked myself again, like, truly, really? And then it was like, yeah, you need a change in your life, and this is the only way to do it. You need to go through the painful times to get to, like, you know, the good times, right? That's how they say. And you also need to get through the rain to see the rainbow, to see the sunlight. Isn't that how they say it? So that's what you would have to go through. So it's okay if you're hurting, it's killing you, you're losing your favorite people. Your favorite people are not always the best people for you. You need to know that. You have to mourn the relationship, mourn the friendship for as long. And by all means, take your time while you're doing this. Don't rush it. Take your time, girl. Take your time. But at the end of the day, you will be fine. You'll be amazing. You come out on the other side smiling, refreshed, a brand new person. Your life would be prosperous. And one thing you need to also realize is getting rid of those people will open way for genuine people to come into your life. If you keep holding on to those people, they will definitely block the gate for better people and better things to come into your life. So you need to always remind yourself that you want better, you have to do better. You can't hold on to the past. You can't hold on to that toxic energy. You can't hold on to those toxic people. They will do nothing but bring you down and block your blessings and good and genuine people from coming into your life and bettering your life, okay? Now, another thing that I realized during my journey, which to be honest is kind of like, it's not 50-50, but I'll say it's like 70-30. 70 being that it actually was that, it was working like that, and 30 being that like I'm still human and there are times where I'd fall short and I, you know, go back. But this is, your emotions are always tamed, are usually tamed. So you're much more logical than emotional when you're thinking of things, right? It doesn't matter what it is. In any situation, you think with your head and not your heart or your emotions, right? You're more logical. And I found myself doing this so much, and I still do it now. Although I said that 30% is pretty much you're human, and there's some times where you forget the journey, like you fall short. I didn't add falling short or, you know, going back on your journey, failing or taking a break. I didn't add that in here because I will always mention it with every point I make, because you would have the ups and you will also have the downs, the lows. So with emotions and logical thinking, like most of the time, I can guarantee you be thinking logically. Your emotions are aside most of the time. For instance, you meet a guy, I like you so much, you are beautiful, beautiful, you have everything that I want physically, we have a connection, there's this compatibility there, right? But are you really the one for me? Like, you begin to logically think about your lives together, if they would make really good partners. You know, normally, usually, before your journey, as long as you have the tingles, you're in a relationship. You guys know what I'm talking about. As long as you have the tingles, as long as you just feel something that just feels like you know, wait, there's lash in my eye. Do you feel 1, 2, 3? You're ready in a relationship. It's usually that fast, like before your journey. But when you're on this journey, yeah, vibes and inshallah isn't the way you enter in a relationship. Emotions are not the reason that you're going to get into any relationship or have a new friend, for instance. Like, there are so many times I've been in that situation. I'm just like, yeah, I like you, but I can't. All right, I feel something, but I can't. You know, this is the right opportunity for me, or this looks like the right opportunity for me. I can understand the perks, but I just am not interested, you know? I had so many of those, especially last year. With opportunities, which I got many of those last year, which is pretty much what I'm referring to for my situation. Like, a lot of times I got it, I'm just like, do I really want to? It feels okay, but it's not where my direction, like, it's not direction that I want my life to go. It's not direction that I want my career to go. It's not direction that I see myself taking. You know, I had to ask myself these questions. And when you're on this journey, when you get to this point, they're the same things you're going to be doing. Previously, we were very impulsive. Impulsive to the point that it's like, whoo, that's shiny, I want it. That's glittery and the balls are rolling and it's like transparent light, I want it. That's exactly how it was before this journey, and you guys know that. But when you're on this journey, logical thinking comes in the way, emotions out the door most times. There are times that you fall short and just let your emotions, you know, ride your wave, you know, ride the wave basically. And that's also okay, because when you're on this journey, you also have the will to catch yourself, which is another point. You would catch yourself most times when things are looking like, yeah, you're sliding back. Whenever you feel like, yeah, I'm doing too much, like I've stepped out too much, like I just need to go back and do my rituals, right? You would always be able to call yourself back. And that's something that I always love about being on this journey, because it's a never-ending journey. That's another thing I want to talk about. People feel like it's a course and you just finish like this, like the semester, or you finish like the module and you're done. You're never done. Like, it's a continuous process. You need to keep doing it. I always say that on my channel whenever I'm talking about different things. I'm like, this is something that you're going to be doing for the rest of your life, because you grow, you evolve, things change, life changes. If there's anything that's constant, you know, it's change. So things will always change. You have so many new challenges that you'll be confronted with. Life will throw those at you. So it's a never-ending process. It's a never-ending journey. So don't come into it thinking that you're going to do the surface level work or like the first bit and you're done for life. You need to continue fueling that, if that makes sense. Now, the last thing I want to touch on in this video is how so many things that you were once interested in no longer interest you. In fact, when people do those things around you, you get irritated. I think that is something that also you don't even realize you're doing until someone calls it out. Like, you used to like pineapple before. Why is your face like that when I'm eating pineapple around you? You know, that kind of thing. You become a new person. It's not entirely you being a new person. I think it's just you being a better person, a refined person. You're still you, but you're just like an upgraded you. You know, when there's an upgrade, there are a lot of things that's left behind, and when you look back, you're like, ew. It's just like when you have the new iPhone 14 and then you look at the iPhone 12 or the iPhone 11 and you're like, ew. Basically, that's it. For me, it was like things that I absolutely loved, like things that I had. Ooh, I'm just thinking back and I'm like, so many things that I thought were going to live with me forever, because I felt like it was part of my identity. It was like me. Like, I would see this thing and it's just like, that's Lucy, jiggy. And now I'm just like, can never be me, will never be me. I can't even believe I did this. Men, partners, friends, these are things that changes so fast and so early in your journey. You look back on the people that you've dated and you're just like, yeah. Or like people that you're friends with, you begin to see things that they did or the way they were, and you're just like, yeah, yeah. It's pretty much those type of things, and a lot more other things. You could also be with food, because obviously when you're on this journey, take your health a lot serious than you normally would. So it could be with food, it could be with drinks, it could be with everything, outfits, style, makeup, hair, how you speak, your vocabulary, everything. And that's okay. We grow, and that's where you know you've grown, because growth comes with these things. Growth comes with a lot of changes that you are not ready for. To be honest, I wasn't drinking a lot in this video because I feel like when I'm talking, I get so passionate and lost in my thoughts and my words that I just don't want to be doing anything else. That's why it's really hard for me to do like makeup videos, like get ready with me. When I start talking, it's really hard for me to like do anything else. I just want to talk and get my words out, because at that time my brain is just going on the speed that it's going. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's have a chit chat as usual. Follow me on Instagram if you're not following me. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. You know what? I'm going to finish this glass before we get off this video. It's good. I'm looking down quite a bit, and I hope it's not showing in the video because I finally got my laptop my camera connected to my laptop to use as a viewfinder, because all the while I've been filming, I've just been filming directly from my camera. If you guys would see my filming setup, you'd be shocked, because I get a lot of comments of how, you know, my videos are clean, thank you, they look good, all that kind of stuff, and people just assume I use a lot of tech stuff. I don't. I actually do not. I have my setup, the camera, the lens, and everything that I use in the description box below, so you can check that. If you check that, you already know that I don't do too much. I at the moment just have one light, and I think I showed you guys in my last vlog, I just have one light, one mic, one camera, and a tripod. One tripod. But yeah, I just connected for the first time my camera to my laptop, so you can imagine how I've been filming. Like, I literally just plug the light, plug the camera, or put the camera in the stand and just click on record. That's all I do. So I click on record. Most times I just hope and pray that I'm in focus, because I can't really see myself. It does have like a viewfinder. Is it a viewfinder? Yeah, it does have a viewfinder, like the camera, but it's small that when I'm sitting like now, I can't really see so well to know if I'm in focus. And also with the lights and everything, it's quite blinding, so I can't really see. So usually when I'm recording, I just hit record and hope and pray for the best outcome, because girl, I just don't like too much techie stuff. Like, I don't like techie things, like, honestly. I actually don't like techie stuff. But today, right before this video, because I'm sitting on my couch, I sat on my couch to record before, but I just wanted to be able to see myself. And with this new light, it is quite bright. Like, it is so bright, even brighter than my ring light that I had previously, so I can't see anything. So I just literally put it on YouTube, like how to connect the Sony a6400 to your laptop, and yeah, it was quite easy, and I just did that. So it's so good because at least I can see myself. I'm just chit chatting with you guys while I finish this wine, because I want to finish this wine before I end this video. So consider this like, it's not bloopers, but it's like, I usually don't have bloopers. So I don't have bloopers on my videos. Yeah, I don't. I have to edit the video and cut out some things, but I don't really cut out so much in my videos because it's me usually chit-chatting most of the time, so I don't really cut out so much. I just cut out, like, you know, spaces, like the pauses, not spaces. I'm already getting tipsy. I cut out like the pauses and stuff, but not really a lot of stuff. Like, I don't cut out things that I actually say most of the time. I don't. Yeah, I'm actually hungry. Well, not really, because I had like a snack before this video, but I made sure to have a snack because I knew I was gonna have a glass of wine and I don't want to drink on an empty stomach, so I had a little snack. But after this drink and this video, oh, I'm gonna fry plantains. Oh yeah, I'm just looking at the plantain right now. I'm like, I'm coming for you, baby. I made this turkey stew, red oil stew, yesterday, and oh my god, that's going to be so nice with the plantain. Yeah. Okay, let's chug this one, then we're done.
those of you that are listening in your car, at your job, you at home, I don't care where you at. Turn this up right now, cause we're about to go in. Hey, so everybody say,